If you are subscribed to my channel and if you watch my videos regularly, then you'll know that I absolutely love RGB LED lights. I've got them in my PC that I built last year, keyboard, mouse, mouse mat, and even the headphone stand has RGB LED lights. It's kind of a thing when it comes to PC gamers and enthusiasts. So you already might have noticed something that is missing from the setup. That is addressable RGB lights at the back of the table. And to finish the ultimate RGB setup, I will be installing addressable RGB LED lights at the back of the table so that it goes from boring pink to rainbow RGB that matches the setup. And I will also put all the purchase links of all the items that I've used in this video so that you can RGBify your very own desk. Let's begin. Alright, so for this project, I will be using addressable RGB LED light strips, which I've got over here. And basically, when it comes to RGB light strips, you have two different kinds. The non-addressable RGB LED light strip, which is over here, and the addressable RGB LED light strip, which is this one. By the way, this is the WS2811 RGB LED light strip. You can tell by looking at this little IC chip. And on the WS2811 addressable RGB LED light strip, one IC will address 3 LED light chips, and one single LED light chip has 3 diodes, red, green, and blue. You also get this in another variant where the controller IC is built right into the LED chips, that is the WS2815. So the thing is, WS2815 is more expensive and the WS2811 is the cheapest addressable RGB LED available in the market, and for our purpose, this is more than sufficient. And this is where you plug in the LED controller, which I have got over here. So this one comes with a RF remote, and here is the controller. Let me take it out of the packaging and let me show you. So this is the RGB controller for the addressable RGB LED light strip. You can also build your very own controller using Arduino. That way you can have more control over the LEDs, but since I'm on a budget, I'm using this cheap controller that I bought from Amazon. And it also comes with an RF wireless remote. And one of the advantages of the RF remote is that you don't need to point the remote at the controller. The controller can be hidden behind the table and I will be able to change the effects or the brightness using the remote. I don't have to point the remote directly to the controller. Now this controller is pretty versatile. It works off 5 volts to 24 volts. And one of the advantages is that it can also control this kind of a pixel LED. So as you can see, it's got the same type of a connector over here, but these ones work off 5 volts. Now, if you don't want to spend too much on a controller, then you can buy this one. This is the SP002E controller. It is pretty much the exact same thing, but it lacks a remote control. So to change the effects, you'll need to press the button on the controller itself. This also does not have the brightness control, by the way, if you are wondering, but it does have the rainbow RGB effect and it works off 5 volts to 24 volts. So this will indeed light up our LED strip. But I recommend getting a controller with the remote because then you can switch the LED strip on and off using the remote. But to demonstrate quickly the RGB effect, I will just plug this into the power bank. Power bank because this is a 5 volt RGB LED. So as you guys can see, the LED lights up. So if I increase the shutter speed, you guys can see this controller does have the rainbow RGB effect. But you'll need to press the buttons on the controller to change the effect. So that's why I recommend that you pick up the more expensive controller. So I've got the controller hooked up to the LED light strip, and because the WS2811 works off 12 volts, I can use a battery to show you guys the different effects. So I'll just connect this wire, and as you can see, this is the rainbow effect. Not sure how nicely you can see this on camera, but yeah. And the thing is, the LED light strip is actually pretty bright, and I can use the remote to change different effects. Also, the power consumption of these LED strips is quite high. So when you have the rainbow effect selected, it consumes around 2.25 amps. And when you select the white color, that means all of the LED diodes are on, it consumes about 3.2 amps. So that is why pick out a power supply that can supply at least 3 or 4 amps of current at 12 volts. Also, don't really turn these on for a very long time when it's all rolled up because the LED strip does get fairly hot. Alright, so that's for the demonstration. Now let's install these at the back of the table. Alright, so moving on, as you can see, I have pulled the desk out of its original position so that we can get access to the back to attach the new LED strip. Also, a lot of you guys keep asking me, where did I get this desk from? Well, the thing is, I designed this desk myself to fit my needs and I got it custom built. So this is why you will not be able to find a pre-built desk that looks like this. Anyways, coming back to the topic, let me move on to the back and let me show you. So this is the part that supports the LED strip. Again, this is also custom designed because I kind of knew I will be installing an LED strip over here. Anyways, I will be taking off the old LED strip and installing the new one over here. And if I pan my camera, you guys can see that LED strip goes all the way over there. And please ignore the messy wires, that is all gonna get hidden behind the table. So I took off the old LED strip and unfortunately it has left a lot of residue and the surface is no longer smooth. So the thing is, I have to use a sandpaper, sand all of this down, use a brush to remove all the remaining residue and then stick the new LED strip. If I try sticking it on this, it won't stick. Now, if your desk does not have this contraption to accommodate an LED strip, what you can do is stick the LED strip right over here. That way, when you turn the LED strip on, the light will reflect from the wall and it will be clearly visible. Okay, the new LED strip is now properly installed. So it goes all the way over there, then down, and down at the bottom of the table so that the underside also lights up. Now, for the power supply, I will be using this power supply, which is a part of the car stereo at home project, and the 12-volt outlet of this is actually over there. You know what? Before I tidy up all these wires, I want to test if the LED strip works properly or not. So yeah, here we go. Moment of truth. Will it work? And there you have it. Alright, so everything is now in position. Time to test out the new RGB LED light strip. I've got the remote over here. Gonna hit the power button and bam! That is the new addressable RGB LED light strip. And that is the rainbow wave effect that matches the effect on the keyboard, mouse mat, mouse, and the headphone stand. And I love the fact that the effect starts from over there, goes onto the left, then at the bottom, lights up the underneath of the table and ends over there. You know what? Let me show you how it looks like with the lights switched off. Now, if you don't like the rainbow effect, the controller has plenty of other effects that you can choose from. You can also choose white, red, green, or blue. So I've got the remote here and you see this mode button. So you have to press these buttons to change the color or the effect. So this is the white color, cyan, yellow. I like yellow, it's kind of soothing. Pink, green, and these are all the different effects on the LED light strip. You know what, I'll switch off the TV and light, give a better idea of how it looks like. So these are the different effects. I'll just cycle through them. Man, there are just too many to show in this video, but yeah, you get the idea. There are plenty of effects to choose from, and I will reset this back to rainbow. So here we are back in the rainbow effect. And obviously you can change the brightness. There is a brightness control button on the remote. This is the minimum brightness, it does get quite dim, and I'll make it 100% bright. So this is the 100% brightness. As you can see, it is quite bright. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you want to create your very own RGB setup, I will put all the links down in the video description, and you can purchase different components and create your very own RGB fight table. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I will try to answer them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.